This is Fights Camera Action, where we feature wild, dramatic and crazy confrontations in the raw from the people who were right there in the heart of the action.
Oh my God!
So see your camera, off.
In this episode, we're looking at fights that break out in the name of sport.
Whoa! Whoa!
It can be players scrapping with each other,
Calm down, boy.
fans of opposing teams taking their rivalry too far,
He's coming after him!
or a combination of both. People love filming sport, so when things get heated, there's a good chance it will be caught on camera.
Hey, get over her now!
Psychologist and behavioural expert Angela Matanda explains why sport and violence often go hand in hand.
Man has always fought for territory, for status, for sexual mates, that sort of thing. And I think we still have that hard wiring in us.
Hey, chill, dude.
We'll also meet some of the people caught up in the action to find out how it started and what happened in the aftermath.
So many fists and grabbing and grappling.
Expect some shocking and brutal scenes, along with plenty of seriously foul language.
Twist.
Many of us love taking part in sport,
Oh, great save, he's got it.
but not everyone can be a champion. Winning often requires a certain warrior spirit,
Oh, what a goal!
but sometimes too much aggression on the playing field can lead to a fight.
If you're a sports star, you've trained for an event, you've practiced, you've become a one-track-minded person. Then you're faced with a situation where you hit a bad shot, you kick a dodgy ball, and what happens? All that passion comes out.
The man in the green top seems to be angry with the guy in the red and black for not passing the ball. The argument quickly escalates.
Come play me. But you don't want to play me. Take my some money. Take my some money. I'm really smarter. Got shit, boy. Shut up. You smart. That's why you smart. Like I said, you won't play me though. You won't play me though. You don't have to play like money. You just don't have to. I want your ass. That's it. Do something. What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
Their basketball match has turned into an all-in wrestling bout.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Don't get in there, Juice. Let him go.
Indonesian football is notorious for violence, and these two sides are definitely not holding back. It doesn't take long for security, the police and spectators to get involved, with fans using fence posts as missiles. Casualties are ferried to safety, and the players are forced to make a run for it. According to local news reports, 4 players were injured in the mayhem and several fans fainted. At this Northern Premier League game between Ramsbottom United and Buxton, things turn nasty when a tackle slams a player against a concrete wall. All 22 players and coaching staff get involved.
Total chaos.
Eventually, the ref seems to get things under control.
That's Taylor, he's gone.
But not for long.
This is stupid. Absolutely pathetic.
Perhaps surprisingly, the ref only sent off 2 players.
Let them all off.
This university volleyball match in Turkey has turned into a bust-up. The girls try to carry on fighting even when the police intervene. The teams are pulled apart, but on the sidelines, things are about to get more serious. One girl appears to get punched and falls dramatically to the floor. Fortunately, her teammates and coaches are there to help her recover. This women's handball match is about to get feisty. As the girls fight, yellow number 4 throws a bottle of water at her opponent. Moments later, number 4's at it again. They almost calm down, but then it all kicks off again. The woman in the grey tracksuit top shoves number 10 in the back. And our old friend number 4 is still determined to get in on the action. Coming up, we'll meet the man behind the mic at this beach rugby brawl.
Oh, boys, calm down, boy.
I had to have a few words, like an old-fashioned schoolmaster, really.
And we'll find out what happened next after this man abused 2 people at a BMX event in California. The more physical the sport, the greater the potential for a punch-up. And rugby is one of the worst culprits.
Let it go, Pep! Let it go, Pep!
It's a full contact sport with plenty of hard tackles and big hits. But sometimes it descends into a free-for-all, with both teams swapping punches.
Come on, ref, get it under control!
The no-tackling version of the sport is called touch rugby, perfect for all the family, and for social events like this beach rugby tournament in Wales.
Hi, I'm Ashley Walters, founder of Beach Rugby Wales. I'm a mad rugby fan. After my playing days finished, I decided to start up a beach rugby tournament. It's a very high-spirited event, really. I like the passion, I like the camaraderie on the pitch. To bring the whole community together, really, and it's a fun day. Some turn up in professional-looking kits, others turn up in high-vis tops and tutus. So, although it's touch rugby, it's physical touch rugby, and like, takes place on the sands of Swansea Bay, 6-a-side by the seaside. I don't really get to see any of the matches until the knockout stages. That's when I've got time to relax, and that's when I become the commentator of the matches. And if there's any incidents, I will comment on them.
There'll be an additional 5 minutes played, but every minute.
This is where it starts. A couple of pushes and shoves.
It will be sudden death, first to score, but every minute a player drops out. So you start off at 6-a-side. Oh, boys, oh, calm down, boy. Hey! Hey!
Obviously, I wanted it to stop, so I just grabbed the mic and said, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, boys, oh, calm down, boy. Hey!
And I was just thinking to myself, blinking heck, you know, that's all I need now.
Champion, hey, you will be expelled from the tournament if you continue. Boys, security on the pitch, please.
We only had around 4 or 5 security guys.
Security on the pitch.
They just did their job really well.
Teams, this is only touch. I know it's physical touch, but that's a bit too physical. All right? It's not going to be tolerated.
Within 30 seconds, it was all done and dusted.
2 team captains up here, please.
Obviously, I was a bit annoyed with them, and I had to have a few words, like an old-fashioned schoolmaster, really. Who have scuffles now and again on pitches. It does happen, and like obviously passions are riding high in the local derby. But they were expelled. That's it, really. So the next match went up. I had to look at the fixture, and I thought, oh, it's another bloody local derby. 7 minutes in, the second scuffle takes place.
Great booth, sort of out, please.
Bloody hell, not again, really. It is disappointing to see.
If this continues, boys, we will not have beach rugby next year.
I just pulled my hair out when I saw a second fight come in.
Come on, boys, it's very disappointing. Right, I'll wait till the referee's decision.
Referee blew up the match. The teams were expelled from the tournament.
Rockstone, you can pack your bags. 4-3, you're out of the tournament as well. Thank you. It's not tolerated, boys. It's not tolerated at all.
It's frustrating because obviously I've had a year planning this tournament, and obviously by expelling those teams straight away, my league structure in the knockout stages was all out, like all the pots, so I had to pull in teams from this and there. But yeah, it is frustrating to see because obviously you want everything to run smoothly. You don't want any hassle on a Sunday morning reporting the papers or telephone calls from all various media channels.
Boys, you're all meant to be role models, aren't you, for the younger kids? Don't look good at all. You've got TV cameras down here. Very disappointed.
That video just went viral, and the comments that were coming back were saying, listen to that, whoa, 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 man, you know.
Oh, boys, whoa, whoa, calm down, boy, hey!
I think a couple of people thought I was going to sing Sweet Child of Mine when I started.
Oh!
However, I think all the spectators did enjoy it. It is a social atmosphere. What it doesn't show on the camera is players shook hands, walked off the pitch, they sat down by each other, had a few drinks. In the evening then in the nightclub, they were just having a chat and a little reminisce of the day. Handbags.
If there's a sport that outdoes rugby for on-field punch-ups, then it's got to be box lacrosse. It's an indoor version of lacrosse played mostly in North America. The box in the name refers to the playing area, not the punches that seem to be a major part of the game. The referees don't intervene until one or both of the players hit the ground. Until that happens, anything goes. Occasionally, the referees get dragged into the scuffles too. The fighting players do get penalised for their scrap. They have to spend time in the sin bin. This chap looks very pleased with his performance. In the UK alone, over 70 million tickets to sporting events are sold each year. And it's the spectators that bring stadiums to life.
To a lot of people, sport is like a religion. You've got your uniform, you've got your flags, you've got your temple of worship, and you go in and you root for them. And you've seen so many people getting almost down in prayer formation, begging for their team to win.
But when passions run out of control, arguments sometimes start between rival fans. And that can lead to physical confrontations. Football fans have long had a reputation for being the most likely to start a fight. At this Champions League match in Rome, violence has broken out between home fans and away supporters from Moscow. Riot police are called in. But there's nothing they can do about the volley of flares. The game had to be stopped, but Roma eventually went on to win 5-1. In the States, the New York Red Bulls have just been beaten by Chivas Guadalajara in the CCL semi-final. And the Bulls fans aren't happy about it. As most people are leaving the stadium, some Bulls fans approach a group of Chivas supporters. Drinks are thrown, and a full-on fight breaks out. Even the fans on the tier above get involved. And there's still no sign of security. While soccer hooliganism is a relatively new phenomenon in the States, fans of traditional American sports are no strangers to fighting, like this gentleman at an American football game in Alabama. He appears to have upset a large group of opposition supporters. And security seem to be having a hard time removing him from the stands.
There are a cocktail of factors that can trigger violence during a sports game. What you've got is your fans rooting for their team to win. The team starts losing. You might have the opposition shouting obscenities at you. There might be alcohol involved. And what you get there is the perfect storm for violence to erupt.
Tension is growing at this American football game. A scuffle threatens to break out, and as security try to get things under control, one man jumps in with a vicious kung fu kick. Fortunately, things do calm down, and one of the lads is led away by security. This guy is wearing a T-shirt that offers some sensible advice.
Hey, stop!
Which he completely ignores. According to the person filming, the argument started when he took the man in black's phone and refused to give it back. But the crowd doesn't have much sympathy for either of them. And nor do security. In California, this man is abusing other spectators at a BMX event. And he's not making himself popular.
That person that's going to go find someone to take him out of here.
But he's about to do something completely unexpected. He appears to spit at a spectator's feet. The man is left bloodied and bruised. To top it all off, he's the one who's arrested. Sometimes it's not players or fans who end up fighting.
will be involved. It's a fan. It's a fan, I think. No, it's not. Who is it? It's our keeper coach. Oh, is it your keeper coach? He's going mental, he is.
Yep, coaches and managers will also get in on the act.
Oh! Get it off the pitch! Oh, disgrace! Disgrace!
Boxing weigh-ins and press conferences often result in the fighters squaring up to each other.
Next time I knock you out.
But this manager wants a piece of the action.
Let the fighters fight.
With one of Chris Eubank Jr.'s entourage.
Just get back. Don't laugh at me, please. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at me. When you laugh again, don't laugh at me. When you laugh, you son of a bitch, I fuck your wife in your bed.
After a tirade of foul-mouthed abuse and threatening language, the press conference is eventually abandoned. Coming up, we'll meet the boxing fan who got more than he bargained for when he went to his first live fight.
So I'm watching him doing this, and I'm speechless. I don't know what the hell is going on.
And there's plenty more punches on the way. Boxing is one of the oldest and most popular sports. The top fights are held at massive venues and are nearly always a sellout. Watching two fighters go head-to-head can be brutal and exhilarating, but occasionally things get as feisty outside the ring as they do inside it. This is Londoner Dwayne Sinclair, and he's a huge boxing fan.
Oh, man, I love boxing. The competition, two men, go in the ring, throw hands, sort it all out. Love all that.
Despite his passion for the sport, Dwayne had never been to a live boxing match until he and a friend managed to get tickets to the 2017 George Groves versus Jamie Cox fight at Wembley Arena.
First time I've ever gone to see a fight. So thinking, yeah, and it's George Groves as well. Loving it. Go in there, the crowd, the atmosphere is nice, lively, really, really lively. So people were having a good time. Then, I could hear a disturbance behind me, so we turned around to look. And there was a massive brawl behind us. Man, it was chaos. I didn't even know where to look. It's probably one of the few times in my life that I was actually speechless. One guy was making me laugh, you know. I'm telling you, this guy, he was at the bottom, he climbed over the chairs, swung a few punches, and then jumped back down over the chairs. And then, he ran up again, climb over the chairs, threw another dig. It's just smack. And I'm watching him doing this, and I'm speechless. I don't know what the hell is going on.
People have always enjoyed watching the spectacle of fighting, you know. So when we go to a boxing match, for instance, you become emotionally involved. So it may raise the adrenaline levels and you feel pretty pumped.
There was two stewards. One of them kind of made a step like he was gonna do something, but then he kind of backed up, and I'm thinking, boy, it's not the best situation to be in. It kind of tempered off a bit. So I thought nothing else was gonna happen. And then, when the second fight kicked off, it was like Royal Rumble. You know, there's just so many hands and fists and grabbing and grappling and people getting caught with some serious punches. Guys attempting to kick, but the chairs are in the way. It was chaos. And we're both I'm thinking, wow, there's any moment now they're either gonna call the police or call for backup or anything. But then, as we're all watching the fight, I hear Oh, you're joking. Like, we missed George Groves. The whole reason we came there, we missed him, knocked the guy out because people were fighting behind us. I was so stunned by what just happened. Then I thought to myself, I don't really want to get caught up if this thing gets out of control, because the stairs are quite vertical and the crowd is heaving with all of the energy and the anger, and like the people that are walking past are being pushed back towards us. My mate, like, you know, he's a big dude, you know, he's not scared of no one, and he was like, D, we need to go. And I was like, bro, I'm right behind you. So we decided to run out. We're leaving. How do we get out of here? Right, run. Sorry. Run. We got outside and we were laughing all about it. Oh my God. It's kicked off, mate.
Mental. Fucking
What
mental.
tonight?
You've gone there to watch a fight as entertainment. It's emotionally charged. There's kind of drama and conflict. So you've got all those ingredients that may trigger somebody to start throwing punches.
But I tell you, that was one of the most adrenaline-filled 5 minutes of my life. I will never, ever forget that in my entire life. What a night.
Wow.
By its very nature, boxing is associated with violence. But other sports have a more genteel image.
And they're off.
Horse racing is known as the sport of kings and is popular with the royal family. But trouble can break out anywhere.
What you do? One bucket just went running down the road.
At Goodwood, the racing takes a back seat for this unruly bunch.
The woman with the hat on in the middle of it.
The fighting continues in the background as the man in the Panama hat calls for assistance. At Ascot, the outfits are smart, but the behaviour is very ugly. Even when security turn up, the fighting shows no sign of stopping. This fight takes place at the most famous horse race in the world, the Grand National. Onlookers gasp as one man hits another over the head with a bottle of champagne. Before making his escape with a bit of help from security staff. It's a beautiful day in the mountains, and this snowboarder is filming himself with a selfie stick when he gets a nasty shock. The yellow snowboarder comes from behind and cuts him up, leaving him dazed and bleeding. The yellow boarder never even stopped to check if he was okay. A snowboarder and a skier are fighting over a drag lift. Much to the amusement of the person behind them. When the skier tries to force his rival into a metal pylon, the snowboarder retaliates by trying to release the skier's boots from their bindings. But the fight continues. After veering dangerously off course, the skier loses his grip and is dumped on the piste. Come on! The snowboarders won the fight for the drag lift. but it looks like a hollow victory. And he's also going to have to go back to the bottom and start again. There's one group of people in sport who get more grief than any other.
I think referees get so much stick because I think the ultimate decision lies with them. So they're almost in that kind of parental authority position. And if fans think that something really unfair has happened, then you get this referee saying, well, my word is the law, and that's the end of it. Of course, all the rage is going to get displaced their way.
The type of abuse that the refs get is mainly verbal, but they also do get some physical.
If you're going to get aggressive with the referee, jump on and start trying to get violent, it is stupid. At the end of the day, it's the referee's job to call the shots.
You know, it's a tough job in the moment with millions of people watching. Yeah, they should get a break for sure.
This French rugby league player has been sin-binned and he's unhappy with the ref. Very unhappy. The ref was taken to hospital and treated for injuries to his cheekbone and jaw. The player, who had already served a 4-match suspension that season, was banned from playing rugby league for life. In this kids' American football game in Florida, the ref has called a penalty against one of the coaches in green. The game ends, the opposition celebrate, and as the ref heads off the field, he's pursued by some angry-looking coaches.
He's coming after him! Get the kids off the field!
But the real danger is coming up fast on the ref's blind side. Fortunately, the ref appears to be okay. But that cheap shot could have done him serious damage. Refs are only human, and sometimes they fight back. A scuffle has broken out in this high school ice hockey match. Keep your eye on this referee. He appears to have hit the player in the face. After that, the earlier fight is forgotten and the victim's teammates come to his defence, piling in on the ref. In this mixed martial arts bout, the fighter with no vest is all over his opponent. But as the victor celebrates, another fight is brewing. The man in the black top comes into the ring and appears to check on the beaten fighter. Before getting into an animated discussion with the ref. Something the man says upsets the referee, who swings a left hook. The man in black is knocked out. Luckily, first aid is on the scene very quickly. He was okay.
Get down! You're ruining it!
Up next, we'll get the inside story on the girls who took messing about on the river to the extreme.
Hey! Let her go! We were exchanging full blows for at least 2 or 3 minutes, just trying to knock each other's lights out.
And we'll see what happens when golfers lose their cool.
Oh, shit! God damn! This fucking guy's fast!
Water sports like rafting or kite surfing are an excellent way to relax and enjoy the great outdoors. But the calming effects of being in the water don't stop some people from getting hot under the collar.
Hi, I'm Cody Maple, and I was kayaking the Class 3 Nantahala River. It's just so relaxing, and everyone's friendly and happy. We come around a bend, and these girls are fighting, screaming and yelling and swinging raft paddles at each other. They were throwing each other all over the raft. It was crazy.
Are you guys okay? Just take it easy. Break. You're gonna lose your stuff.
The raft guide was doing everything she could to try to stop them. It spun around. They were already out of control. She dunked her head under the water. Even for a guy like me, it's hard to control a raft, I mean, by yourself, and then trying to stop a fight. I didn't even know what to do. This guy is scared to death because she's now responsible for their lives and her own. So we tried to catch up to him a little bit.
Hey! Get off of it! Hey, get off of her now!
This spot wasn't too bad, but upstream on the same river, their raft could have flipped over, they could have pinned, the raft could have folded them up, they could have drowned. It's bad. And the water's not warm. It's October. The water's cold.
Get off of it! Hey, get off of her now! Just pull over and pull him out. Hey! Stop! You're ruining this! Hey! Let her go!
We were exchanging full blows for at least 2 or 3 minutes, just trying to knock each other's lights out and rip each other's hair out.
They got a long ways to go. Oh yeah, you're gonna come at me. Hey, you're about to fall out.
Yes, amazingly, the two women fighting really are sisters.
I think that's what siblings do to each other, though. They trigger each other in that kind of formative years way. This is what I did when I was little, and you've just said something and it set me off.
It's definitely not the best place to be having a fight on a raft. They were beating each other pretty bad. Then they finally had enough and calmed down. I was pretty happy when the girls decided to calm down and stop fighting because it was a nightmare. I didn't know if they wanted to drown each other or what they wanted to do. I'm just glad that everyone was all right.
This is scary water out here. You guys got more problems to worry about than fighting.
I'm actually a guide myself, so I instruct and train people and do clinics and whatnot. And I didn't think those girls had any experience at all, but they're all professional raft guides.
That's crazy.
Despite the obvious dangers of fighting in water, some people just get carried away. Like this water polo match between Croatia and Greece. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking this just looks like any game of water polo. But watch the action in slow motion, and you can see that in the churning water, a lot of punches are being thrown. Including the one this highlighted player is about to throw. His victim sinks beneath the surface, but happily, he reappears quickly after. In Malibu, the surf is up, and so are the tempers of these two.
All right. Bye, doggy. Peace. Bye.
The bald surfer appears to be trying to hold the other guy's head under the water. But he manages to wrestle free. When the bald guy forces him under again, bystanders step in to break them up. Golf is supposed to be a nice, relaxing sport where etiquette and manners are adhered to and respected. But the occasional disagreement is par for the course when there's an element of competition.
Fuck it. Let's just all kick each other's ass.
Don't mess with it too much.
The two pranksters hiding in the bushes are about to terrorize these two unsuspecting golfers.
Let's do it. That's fast.
Oh, yeah!
I'm gonna go for two. Oh!
Oh! Hey! What are you doing, man? I'm teaching you a lesson. Oh, that's what I'm doing.
Hey, let's just calm down.
You and your electronic brand?
Calm down.
That fucking camera.
It's not even on.
Yeah, I hope it's very fucking expensive. Get back to your golf game. It's a fucking joke. It is a game. Now you're going to respect. This is a green.
Listen to your friend. Tighter shirt back, all right?
Listen, I want to.
Hey, it's not even on, man. No ass. No ass. Fuck you. Whoa, shit. God damn. This fucking guy's fast. Nah, he's still running, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm an old man, you know.
I'm out of breath. That fucker's fast, dude.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, shit.
God damn it.
He fucking broke Burrito.
Oh, baby.
Let's take another look at that swing. Head down, eyes on the target, and a beautiful follow-through. He certainly smashed it. These two are actually getting physical on the fairway.
Oh, shit. No way. Oh, yeah, they are.
Fuck. You gotta be kidding me.
Dude, it's on a fucking golf course, man.
After some initial shoving, they both threaten to throw some proper punches.
Course, man.
Oh!
The guy in red gets clubbed by a powerful left jab. Now he's in fight or flight mode. Time to fight back or back down. One handshake later, and they're back to swinging clubs instead of fists. Sport is supposed to be about having fun, but it doesn't matter if you're a professional, an amateur,
Calm down, boy.
or just a spectator. It can be a very serious business. But whether you win or lose, be a good sport. Until next time, goodbye.